All right, what's up, friends and family? So, my wife suggested that I put her to sleep before I start this video, but I think she makes a pretty cute addition. So, today we're going to be talking about part 2 of this series about how to get out of debt to invest, and then the second part, obviously, is how to invest. Stick around to the end, and please like and subscribe if you found value in this content. If you didn't, thumbs down it and give me a comment and tell me what you think that we could do better and some things that we can improve. I've got a great couple of ideas from people that have helped give me suggestions, so please add value to this content, your own experiences if you are investing or if you want to get started. And yeah, let's jump into it. So we're going to talk about 3 things: why you invest, how you invest, and when should you invest. And that's why you always listen to your wife, because the little girl started crying. So let's talk about the 3 things we're going to talk about: why you invest, how you invest, and where you invest. Those are the 3 things that we're going to talk about today. And the reason this video is taking me so long is because it's such an in-depth topic and there's so many places to invest that it took me a while to collect all my thoughts and come up with this video. So sorry for the week delay. I'm going to jump back on the horse and get back to every week. So the first reason, why you invest. The why you invest is going to be dependent on everybody, but I have 2 reasons specifically as to why I focus on investing and making my money work for me. First one is you saw this little girl and my son and my wife. That's why my first reason why I invest is I want to be able to spend my time with them. That's why my why for just everything that I do in life is helping people accomplish their goals and their dreams, to help them spend their time where it matters most to them. Where does your time matter to you? Is it traveling? Is it eating out at different restaurants? Is it taking vacations or going to see family? Is it a hobby that you do? Where do you like to spend your time? So think about that, and that'll help you know why you want to invest and what your goal should be as to how much you need. Right? The second one, it's similar to that, but it's time. It's time freedom. My parents were divorced when I was early on. My dad worked super long hours. We stayed over at a neighbor's house once a week. And then when we'd go live with my mom, she was busy taking care of my grandpa, going to school full-time, had a full-time job. They were just busy people trying to provide for my sister and I, and they worked hard at it. And, I'm here today and I've learned hard work because of them. But I want to have some of that time to send my kids to camps, to be able to just be there with them. So those are my 2 reasons why I invest. The thing that you need to find out is, why do you want to invest? What is your goal? Are you trying to retire early? Are you trying to travel? What's your why? Number 2, how? How do you invest? I'm going to do some specific videos on each topic of how to invest, right? We've got stocks, you've got bonds and CDs, you've got real estate, you've got buying a business. We're going to really talk about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. And there's 4 ways to make income. You are an employee, you are self-employed. Both take time to equal money. Okay, you work for your money. On the other side, you've got business owner and you've got investor. Business owner, other people are making that money, and investor, money is making more money. So we're going to talk about those 4 quadrants over the next few weeks, but that's kind of how. There's different places for you to put your money, and you're looking for a return that is higher than inflation. Because if you are just holding your money in a savings account, you're losing money. Your dollar is losing value, because a savings account only gives you, depending on the bank that you have, anywhere between 0.2% and 0.000002. Very low. And the average inflation rate is between 2 and 3%. So right there, if you're holding your money in a savings account, your dollar is losing value. So basically, if you were just to hold into a savings account and 20 years down the road, that money that you have in there, never touched it, never added to it, would be worth less than it is right now. Make sure that you are getting a better than a 2 to 3% return just to break even. That's just so your dollar value is the same in the future as it is right now. The basics of how is, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to buy a physical asset, maybe do real estate or business? If you're looking at a company and just putting your money into a stock market or into an index fund and just watching it grow there, It all depends on what you want to do and what your comfort level is. And so we've got to talk about risk. What is risk? Risk is the chance that you're going to lose that money or never receive it back, right? So if you invest in a business that is brand new, there's a lot higher risk because there's no guarantee that they're going to make what they think that they're going to make. Instead of investing in someone like Disney or Microsoft, someone who's well established, now that's less risk, which means there's less return. The biggest way to mitigate risk is knowledge. The biggest risk that you will ever face is not knowing, is that lack of knowledge. So educate yourself. If you don't want to educate yourself on investments, then give it to somebody who that's their passion and that's what they want to do. I hope to someday be at that point where people can entrust me with their money to make it grow for them. So we've talked about why. Your individual why is very important. You also want to make sure that you're grateful for what you have, right? You're not just investing to make more money, to just hoard more money. It should be for a purpose, such as paying for someone's college fund, someone else's college, not your own kids. Maybe it's helping someone out that is struggling. Make sure that when you invest and you earn, that you're giving. Like my last video, the more that you give, the more that you get. So make sure that charity and gratitude is a part of your investing career, or else that money will start to take over and be precedent over family, over friends, and you'll start to hoard what you have. So we talked about why, we talked about how, now let's talk about when. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to have Dan Isle. He's with Wealth Wave Management, and he has helped a lot of people get out of debt and plan for retirement. So I'm excited to have him on. He's somebody that I've talked to and is watching this channel. So he had a very great quote. He said, "The best time to invest was 20 years ago. The next best time is right now." Because earlier you start, the more compounding interest that you have. When you invest is so important. Whether you're investing $100 or $1,000, if you start today and you're growing at 10, 12% down the road without putting any more money in, it's going to be worth a lot more. So, and I'm going to have Dan show you a slide that basically compares, if you were to start investing now for 10 years, you would have so much more than if you started in 10, 20 years and invested double the time. It's going to be worth a lot less. Fascinating what compounding interest does. So that's when you should invest. So those are the three, right? Let's just keep it very simple. Why do you want to invest? Let's talk about how you're going to invest that money. What vehicle are you going to use, right? Because money is just a tool. You can use it effectively or ineffectively. When you use it ineffectively, it's just called debt. Let's make sure that you're using a vehicle that's right for you. And number three, when? Start now. I started with $100 about 4 years ago in Robinhood, and it's grown to about $15,000. So, and I've put, over the course of 4 years, $5,800 in there. So you just have to start, and accept a little bit of risk. Don't invest so much that you hinder your $1,000 emergency fund or you eat into your 3 to 6 month expenses. You need to have those two first, and then anything extra that you can afford to live without, start investing it. And you can invest it in many ways, which we'll talk about. So those are the basics that we're gonna talk about today. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. There's gonna be a lot of more content. I'm gonna try and get a lot more people. I've been talking to some people on LinkedIn to get them on here and their investments. One of my partners that we were trying to buy a 72 unit in North Carolina, an apartment complex, that fell through. The sellers were not willing to compromise on their price, but I want to get him on as well. So I have a lot of great people that are lined up, and so some great content is coming out. So stick around. If you've watched the video this far, please hit the like button and let me know that you've watched this far, and let me know what you liked. So other than that, I hope you guys have an excellent day, and I will see you next week.